So rewind a little. I'm in college. I'm drinking. I'm now drinking, isolating and drinking. I'm drinking alone. I'm drinking now to just numb. My friends are getting annoyed with me that I'm always like blacking out on their watch. Like it's very annoying to them. Rightfully so. Yeah. And, now I'm waking up in men's rooms I don't know, right? So now I'm putting myself in pretty precarious situations.
Yeah.
I've gone from not kissing a boy to like, I don't even know what happened on my first I can't remember actually my first sexual encounter. I can't.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. But that's something addiction does.
Yeah.
It was also starting to, I was on some medication for my depression. Well, I decided I don't need that medication. Alcohol helps. So I stopped taking my medication. I stopped calling my psychiatrist. I stopped going to therapy. I stopped showing up to classes.
Yeah.
Because I'm sleeping through my morning classes because I was out so late, like drunk, wasted. I don't know how I did it. What I've learned about myself, I'm a very determined person. If I have a goal in mind, I will get that goal done. I've always been that way. And I'm like, I have to graduate college.
Yeah.
I was in denial, I believe. I knew there was addiction in my family. I was very aware of that history, but I was in denial that I had a problem. And that's also a very common factor with people who suffer from addiction is they're in denial. And that's been my experience. I'm like, I'm a college student. Of course I'm drinking. It's totally fine. When deep down I knew there was something wrong.
Right.
And that's the cognitive dissonance going on.
That disconnection within yourself.
Yes.
You can only live with for so long.
Right. That lying to yourself. It's very potent. And so what happened, I did finish my classes, A's and B's. Don't know how I did that, but I was driven.
Yeah.
I went home. This is now the summer before my senior year of college. And of course I meet a guy and online on Tinder.
Candor, just let me say, is such a beautiful thing.
Okay.
Like it really.
I'm very honest.
It's amazing and beautiful, and I just want to say that.
Okay, good.
Keep going, but it is.
Okay.
It's. Really,
I'm glad I can be honest. That's been a saving grace of mine, actually.
Absolutely.
Is honesty.
Yeah, you shine the light on it.
Yeah, you have to shine it on there.
Like it really is. It's really.
It takes the power away from it too.
Yeah.
So, I met this guy on Tinder, and he tells me, he's like, I have 2 months sober. And at the time, I wasn't aware of what sobriety really was. I wasn't aware of 12-step programs that help achieve that sense of recovery and sobriety. So I didn't understand that 2 months sober was not a long time.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And he would get me wine. And he wouldn't drink. So looking back now as an adult, I was probably 22 at the time, and he was like 38.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good age gap.
That's a good age gap.
Yeah.
I look at the time, and I wish I could tell Taylor, the younger Taylor, like, this person's taking advantage of you. But even if I could sense that, I almost was okay with it because he was getting me substances for free.
Yeah.
Right?
And do you think, this is the connection I make, so let me know if I'm overstepping here, but that desire to be taken care of, like when you see those relationships that are, even in age or just that need to be loved, like we seek out relationships, we want to be loved so much, and in every single human, but that desire to be taken care of, I see that a lot. I can identify with that. And
you're right on.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked at that very closely.
Okay.
But that's true. Where I didn't feel taken care of by my father. This is very stereotypical daddy issues, but they're very real. I don't care how stereotypical and funny they sound. They're not to be taken lightly.
Yeah.
Because it ruined my life for a minute.
Yeah.
allowed, and what this book is so beautiful, Daughters of Divorce, it talks about how we don't have to continue the legacy of divorce. Or it talks about how a lot of daughters of divorce tend to seek out emotionally unavailable men, or men who aren't right for them, who will take advantage of them because they don't know what real love is. They weren't modeled that by their father very much during the divorce, prior even. So, but yeah, I did enjoy feeling admired by an older man. I've always liked older men. I think there's reasoning, very obvious reasoning behind that. I did enjoy being given attention and being taken care of. He was paying for everything. I was a young, hot 22-year-old, so I was able to use my female prowess to get what I wanted. And that's actually another commonality as a woman in addiction. Not everyone does it, but I definitely used my sexuality to manipulate men. I'll be honest, and get what I wanted. And I'm not proud of it, but I was a very different person when I was in addiction. It was like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I was a completely different human than I am now. My brain chemistry was altered. Like, I was not the same. I wouldn't do that today. It's just very interesting. So yeah, he did that. And, you know, he quickly got me into marijuana. And I'm like, marijuana is just marijuana. Everyone smokes marijuana. Yeah.
In California, it's legal.
Yeah, it's California. Alcohol and marijuana are widely accepted things people do to get the edge off and have fun. And we were, you know, I was frequenting the downtown Venice scene in LA, like that kind of group. I really liked the pot smoking.
So what did that feel like for you? Just from different than alcohol, like what
pot?
When you talk about like taking the edge off, or like
it worked quicker for me. It immediately gave me, it dulled my mind like that very quickly. Whereas alcohol, I would like, my stomach would hurt. Like if I had like alcohol is such a astringent like substance.
That's a good way to describe it.
It would burn my stomach almost. Like it was painful to consume. But then once of course my mind got altered by the alcohol, I didn't feel the burning sensation anymore. So this was a lot more easily accessible for me to just
turn it off.
It was very quick. It was a very quick altering of my state of reality. It was quicker. And more powerful in my opinion. Because I wasn't just smoking a joint. I was like smoking quickly a bowl, maybe 2 or 3 a day. That's how, do you see how quickly now this is escalating? Then he introduced me to cocaine. So that's,
as a mother, that's the thing. And I mean, because I feel the same thing, like society says this and this is okay. And the cocaine just scares the hell out of me.
It's a very scary substance. That was my kryptonite. You know, it immediately altered everything. It put me into psychosis very quickly. I mean, within a couple weeks of using it, I started using it regularly. When I first started, it was maybe twice a week, which is still a lot. But then I would drink alcohol, consume marijuana, and I wanted to feel up because the alcohol and marijuana was making me too low. So now I'm trying to self-medicate, if you can see this happening. So if I ever felt depression, cocaine would help me feel really up and happy, you know, and give me energy. And I got addicted to that adrenaline high that it would give me. But that's really what unraveled my life very quick. Within 11 months, I was using other hard drugs I won't go into. And I was put into an intensive rehabilitation program. So it took, within 11 months of being introduced to cocaine, I was like almost dead.